Awesome. Okay.
Lizzie?
Hi, I'm Lizzie. I'm one of the PT techs here at AAA Physical Therapy. I'm actually here for my internship program that I'm in at my high school. So it's a research program and also an internship experience. So I get to research a topic that I'm passionate about while also experiencing the clinical experience that I've gotten here as the other intern part. So a really great experience in class that I could take. So they were kind enough to let me intern here, and I got to know the staff and all the patients. So it's been really great. So
Yeah, and again, we're super happy to have you
yeah,
here.
I'm super excited to be here.
A little bit sad as well that
Yeah.
she's leaving us, but for good reasons. You're going to college.
Going to college in the fall.
All right.
Yeah.
At least what program, if you're
nursing
comfortable sharing?
program.
Nursing
Yeah. So
program.
I'm going to a 4-year nursing school, starting in the fall. So it's going to be a tough 4 years, but it'll be worth it. So I'm super excited about that.
I'm sure you'll just do fine.
Yeah, I'll study a lot. So. But
Definitely,
all good things come out of it. But,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. So, and this is the reason why we're doing this program or this video is because just go ahead and share to everybody else out there that this is something that we're fully supportive of the younger generation, having them come into the medical field and experience, because you can only read things so much, but when you're
right, hands-on experience is completely different and like a very valuable experience that I've been a part of, which is awesome.
And with, I would say all of our interns that have come here are very high caliber individuals and real good people to begin with. And it's just that whatever their later goals in life, we're just happy to do that. We're just part of that journey, and hopefully however we can help out in that regard. And so there. So I know you have already identified what, in terms of your experience here, is rather something positive and helpful, but can you identify something more specific for that matter?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing for me that I was most excited about this past few months, and something that I'm going to take away for sure, is like the support and the relationship that all the therapists here have with their patients is like something I haven't seen before in many other doctor's offices. So it's really like inspires me of how I want to be with my patients when I do become a nurse and have that interaction. Everybody here is so caring and really wants to see people succeed and do better and feel better and live a more positive life. And the extensions that the clinic offers outside of therapy, like with the workshops and all the health fairs that we have and all the different like outreaches we have to the community, I think that's something really great to see, and I definitely want to take that away and be able to do that with my own future down the line.
We paid you for that message, right?
Yeah, it was all scripted.
It's all accounted for. But no, this is the first time I'm hearing it, and we appreciate that, and that's something that we're really proud of. But we wouldn't make those events happen without all of our teammates' help, like you.
Yeah, thank you.
That's been here. That's part of our team here. So okay. And then, so from a health-related point of view, what is your main takeaway for you personally? And I know you've already identified the importance of giving out care with the people that we work with and the community members.
Right.
But as a healthcare giver to be in the future, aside from care, aside from all of that, what are if there's another thing that you can go ahead and share?
Yeah.
With us.
I think consistency also is a big one that I've seen here, and I've seen like good things come out of it with the patients. Like being consistent with the exercises and the support that we give definitely helps them and feel more comfortable too. So just keeping like a constant pattern of things, but also allowing change, because that's good too, but in a good way. But yeah, I think that's been a big thing that I've seen too in the way we administer like our care and support. So.
Cool. Thank you. And so those are things that you will do, or at least carry on with you.
Yes, of course.
And with your internship program, I know you were focused on research that is a little bit related to us. Care to share a little bit more what you have able to gather more with your subject matter and
So in my school part of my research, that is the other half of my internship program, I've been researching the ways we as humans can prevent Alzheimer's disease, or at least push back the onset of the disease symptoms. Because right now there is no treatment, there is no guaranteed treatment, and there is no cure at all for this disease that's killing a lot of people, mostly seniors or in the older adults stage of their life. But it is a very important disease that doesn't get as much attention as it should. But so we are a physical therapy clinic, but I've gotten to see a lot of the older adults patients come through here, which is really awesome to see, like the firsthand effects of what the disease is doing to this generation of people. So it's been great to be able to interact with those patients who have come in for physical therapy help and balance and things like that, just to see kind of like the research that I've been looking at, the demographic of it all, and be a part of that. It's been really great.
So what have you learned in order to, like what you said, delay the onset? Because I don't think we can totally eradicate it.
Right, no, yeah, not right now especially.
Yes.
But I have been doing my research, so the big three things I would say that I've, seen a lot in the articles that I've been reading. Sleep is very important because it allows the brain to clear out all the waste that it's collected over the day. So that's very big, and it's something that we kind of take for granted, like sleep. Oh yeah, we hear that all the time, but it's really great for your brain and the rest of your body health too. And then also maintaining your cardiovascular health, because that has been seen to correlate with your brain and the way that is healthy. So keeping a healthy diet and exercise routine not only helps your body, but it also helps your brain. And then last thing is stimulating your brain and learning new hobbies and having good social connections keeps your brain firing, keeps it up to date and working with the rest of your body. So that's also super important to maintain and preserve the health of the brain.
Because I had the opportunity to read the first draft, or
Yes.
the first major draft of her research. It's really well done.
Thank you.
It's well written, and yes, those three aspects, we cannot take those for granted.
Yeah.
And those are rather easy choices that we can all make.
Mm-hmm. In small ways, even if it's not huge, but maybe going to bed an hour earlier, or adding a day of exercise into your routine. Even if it's 20 minutes, that 20 minutes is more than what you were doing before when you weren't doing it. So I think that's a big thing too. Even just like small steps in the right direction make a big change.
Mm-hmm. And so that's why we are, you mentioned that earlier, not only from a physical therapy component, but
Mm-hmm.
the overall wellness that we try to promote here.
Right.
And that's why we have these path to wellness programs of Tai Chi, Zumba, yoga, and the likes, because you're not going to, it's not like you do one class of this and then all of a sudden having Parkinsons is going to be the
You're
way.
set.
Yeah.
So.
It's a lifestyle change,
Right.
if you may.
Mm-hmm.
And with this lifestyle change, this is something that we need to do more consistently, just like what you've identified earlier, the importance of being consistent.
Consistency is key.
Yes,
For sure.
and so if we continue to be able to do that and promote that, and that's the other reason why we're recording this, is because again, with Lizzie's work in terms of our viewers, is that high school graduate to be, this is something that she's studying, and us here in the physical therapy practice, this is something that we're promoting. It just consistently work together. Whatever it is that we need to constantly move, learn something new every day. So if you've never done Tai Chi, why not try it?
Why not? Yeah.
All right. You don't want to see me do Zumba, but I'm doing it.
He'll be there.
And I'm just at the back.
Yeah.
I just move however I can go ahead and follow. It's fun. It's interesting. And then at the same time, in terms of the importance of sleep, you want to be productive, but at the same time, we're not machines.
Right.
I mean, think about this. If vehicles need to be checked every 3,000 miles or 3 months,
Right.
why not us human beings?
Yeah. Self-care is really important in that way. Like, you gotta sleep.
Mm-hmm.
It has to happen.
And the last thing that you've identified is the importance of social interaction.
Right. That's a big one. Especially in the older community, people like maybe they don't have as many friends around them, or their family may not contact them like a lot. But small outreaches are very big for the brain, and to see new people, and what kind of ties in with the learning new things, being able to have new conversations and meet new people is super important.
Is it quantity though, or quality of relationships?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean,
Okay.
it's great to have, and like that was what I was reading. The family relationships have been pretty big with helping the brain, but also if you don't have family near you, then friends, depending on how great those relationships are, also help out a lot.
Okay. And yes, that's what it is. You go ahead and choose who you talk with, that hopefully you get to learn from one another.
Right, of course.
And that will again help you with the idea of the old adage of use it or lose it.
Right.
And the same thing with the mental side is that if we continue to use it, the neuroscience of it is that as long as we continue to use it, we're learning new things, then those connections continue to be built, or at least maintain where they are.
Right.
And because again, Parkinson's is what again, just in case if the viewers don't know, Parkinson's is what?
Parkinson's is like muscle rigidity that happens over time, and that actually has been seen to correlate with a little bit of Alzheimer's. I did a few researches on that, a few like journals that researchers have put out. But yeah, basically muscle rigidity that happens over time, but it has been seen to connect to Alzheimer's disease.
Yeah, and that's why it's important to go ahead and move, to be able to go ahead and socialize.
Right.
And if you have these important connections within your respective lives, that's something that you honor and you cherish and value.
Yeah.
And so, all right. Okay, so again, the reason why we're doing this is because we do work with our high school community here in order to go ahead and provide such opportunities. And we are happy and blessed to have people like Lizzie. Lizzie is maybe 1 out of 20 that we have worked with already, at least something around that number. But this is the first time that we are sharing it to the community in terms of her experiences as an intern, and also in terms of her research, which is again really worthwhile. And yeah. So how about you? Do you have questions for us?
I would say, what is your biggest piece of advice to like high school students that are nearing college and graduation?
This is going to be a little bit repetitive. Well, near graduation.
Sure. Yeah. Graduate in a few weeks, so that's that's the goal right now.
And I think my message when I was at a high school career conference last week, basically, and one of the messages that I have shared with them is to go ahead and identify what's the worst thing in that specific job or career. If you're able to identify the worst thing there, because obviously there's nothing perfect.
Right.
Situation. There will always be pros and cons. So if you identify the worst con that you can identify, and if you think you can live with it, then that's fine. For example, in terms of nursing career, when I was your age 2-3 decades ago, I have this course near biopsychology, and we have these brains,
Right.
human brains, on tables. It's Wednesday lunch. I already know Wednesday morning I'm going to eat heavy, and because I won't be able to eat
Right. You're not
anything
gonna want
lunchtime,
to eat.
and that's something that you just go realize I'm not cut out for it.
Right.
And so if you go ahead and identify what's the worst thing, whether you can deal with it or not, and I assume you in your nursing program, you will be dealing with such things.
Yeah.
And if you're comfortable with it, then more power to you. And if I will add one more thing, I know you only said one, but I will ask one, is to always constantly learn. And I'll tie it up to what you've identified regarding to stave off Parkinson's.
Yeah.
Is that we need to constantly learn. We need to constantly read. We need to constantly talk with people, hopefully with substance.
Yeah.
and again, learn from one another. And again, that's why we're doing these beanbag banter, to go as we talk to experts out there. And you may go ahead and think she's a high school student.
Right.
What's she an expert on? But here's the deal: I have read the paper. It's again, as I mentioned, it's well written with reference that is rather critical as well in terms of her own research. So it's So I'm going to go ahead and say she has knowledge on it.
Thank you.
So that's why we're doing these things.
Yeah.
There. Anything? Hopefully I answered your
Yeah,
question.
that was great. Good advice.
Okay, all right.
And then also, what would you say is the most rewarding part of your job or your favorite part?
Working with people like Lizzie.
Oh.
Working with people like Lizzie, who works with the community members and our patients here. Because if I'm going to go ahead and think that I'm doing everything, no, I'm not. We need a support system to go and get this thing going and helping people out. And I wouldn't be able to do all the things that I need to do if it wasn't for our teammates here that will be able to go ahead and stick to our mission and values. And obviously they're doing a way better job than if I'm the one doing whatever it is that they're doing. And that's what's rewarding for me, is that we're able to continue to do what we're set out to do with the team that we have. And as I mentioned earlier as well, you know, if we've had about 20 interns here already, some are about to complete their nursing degree or their PT program and stuff like that. And again, it's fulfilling for us.
Yeah.
That the next generation is about to be done with their respective programs. And then we're just excited that they'll be now officially part of the medical community with their own respective NPIs.
Right.
And I say this respectfully, not just as a tech, but in that medical profession.
Yeah.
So, and we're just glad that you guys that we are part of that journey of yours.
Right.
And all we are going to say, that I keep saying pretty much all the time, is that so many people have helped us. And to everybody that has helped us, they're doing super well. And as much as I want to go ahead and say thanks to them, but it's, for us, is how we can make the next generation better than what we're doing.
Yeah.
That's what we're proud of. That's what we're happy about.
Yeah. Also, the support that not only him but everybody else here has given me has been awesome. Patience. They have a lot of patience, because at the beginning when I was learning everything, I had questions about exercises, about how you do this and that, but they were all very patient and supportive. And so for like any future interns that might come here, it's going into a very supportive family. It's like the teammate thing that he was emphasizing. It's actually a team. Like it is a team and it's a family, and everyone's super supportive and wants to see you succeed. So that's been like super great.
You guys have no idea how patient Lizzie is, or everybody else with me.
Yeah.
So I think it just goes both ways. So
yeah,
and just like
sure.
what you've identified, you know, being this as a family, being this as a team, nobody's perfect.
Right.
And so whatever limitations of each and every one of us, but that's the thing. Okay, we know that's not your strength. We'll help you out there. That is your strength. We will let you shine.
Right, yeah. There's always people to push you back up, even when you might not be good at something, to help you out. So.
All right, cool. So thank you for everyone tuning in live, or whoever will be watching this later on in terms of this video. But any other last message there? Or what do you want to go ahead and say to your 5-year self, future self?
Let's see.
And then get back to this video. I think that'll be cool.
Yeah. I hope that you stick to working hard and keep growing the work ethic. I think that's the biggest thing I learned in high school, is that I'm not naturally smart. Like, I have to work at things very hard, but because of that, I have accumulated a great work ethic. So I just hope I keep building that and don't give up even when it gets hard. Yeah, and just keep pushing until I get to where I want to be.
She's too humble with what she's saying about the intelligence component, but all I'm going to say is that, yeah, work ethic is super critical, no doubt. And yes, if you pair it up with whatever natural abilities that you have, which you do, all right, and it's good. It's good to be humble, no doubt. But at the same time, yeah, if you're not able to connect those, you're missing that component.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. All right, cool. Okay. Thank you again, everyone.
Thank you.
And Lizzie, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it all.
Okay. All right. Take care.
See you guys.
All right. Bye.
That was good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see. Do I press share?
Yes, please.